Welcome, friends. Today, we're doing another first impressions video. This time, wrapping up our first impressions on stick of Angelos Creations Olfactives. Nice. So, I have 12 of this man's fragrances, and these are the final 4. I am looking forward to this, very much so. And we will, without further ado, start at the beginning. Today I have Angelique, Yazimi, Figue De Vertu, so green fig I would imagine, and Grâce D'Orient. Let's get started, shall we? Angeliki. So, I imagine this is Angelique. But I've been wrong before, you know? Or maybe something to do with an angel. It was released in 2021, so 2 years ago now. Yikes. Doesn't time fly, eh? Excuse me. Ooh. That has stained the stick. So, let's see what it says. This is the concoction I'm most proud of and is definitely the most precious one, as it is dedicated to the memory of my beloved grandmother, my angel, Angeliki. So I was completely wrong about the Angelica. The inspiration comes from her gracious life, always being the most kind and courteous person and always showing care and love to everyone around her. She adored vintage and luscious chypre perfumes, so choosing to create a chypre concoction in her memory was the only way to go. It will drop, God willing, every year on the 21st of May, the day my lovely passed away, and for only 104 numbered bottles. 104 were the years that she lived for. That's a hell of an innings. 104 years, good for you. God bless you, my sweetheart, for the eternal inspiration and all the love you showed me. A note from the brand. Notes are aldehydes, pomelo, apricot, Calabrian bergamot, and black pepper. Middle notes of wisteria, lilac, freesia, Egyptian jasmine, lily of the valley, Brazilian rosewood, damask rose, and carnation. Base notes are oak moss, civet, castoreum, musk, agar wood, tolu balsam, olibanum, beeswax, opopanax, patchouli, labdanum, amberette, tonka bean, cyan benzoin, Australian sandalwood, and Buddha wood. It certainly is a chypre. It's got that chypre feeling. I get a bit of the apricot. Not much aldehyde. I get the lilac. It's got old lady feeling, you know. It's very floral. Getting the aldehydes now. Becoming a little fizzy. And when I first sprayed it, it had a polish kind of smell, you know. You know when someone's been polishing. But it's not in the air. It's not like offensive, but you can get that from aldehydes, I think. You know. I'm getting a big floral number. Like purple florals, like wisteria's a purple floral, lilac's a purple floral. You know what I mean by purple smell? It's got that purple smell. Whatever it is that can make a flower purple. Slightly violety. I don't know if that's because of my association. Grapefruity. little bit of musk. This is definitely not my type of perfume, but then I'm not the target market for this. It's very nice. It's well made. It doesn't feel clunky or like poor. You know what I mean? It's got that kind of... It's got that kind of musky, old lady vibe, like powdered, like, you know, like talc kind of vibe, you know? Like a cleanness, but like an old person cleanness. It definitely evokes grandmother for me. White hair, glasses, well dressed. If he was trying to do that, if he was making a perfume for his grandmother, he's nailed it, to be fair to him. Absolutely. Just not the type of thing that I would wear from any brand. Very sheeprish? Sheepra-y. Very sheepra. Very old dame kind of thing, you know? Not dame, that makes it sound lewd, no. It's like old lady. It's old lady. So next up we have one called Yazimi. And Yazimi was launched in 2020. Can't believe 2020 was 3 years ago. But it was. Okay, what's the story? Oh, something in that's caught my gourd. Yazimi is the name of jasmine in Greek. Oh no. I created Yazimi initially as my signature scent in order to capture the combination of two intoxicating aromas, jasmine and pittosporum. These are lingering in the air during early summer around my area, and the result is, without any exaggeration, outstanding. Apparently I was convinced to release it, as there was a plethora of people who loved the smell and wanted to wear it as well. I can tell you that I wasn't one of those. I am not into jasmine. Okay. Top notes are blackcurrant, galbanum, aldehydes, blood orange, rum and sweet orange. Mid notes are Egyptian jasmine, pittosporum, ylang ylang, Angelique, palisander rosewood, pink pepper, chamomile, geranium, heliotrope, lily of the valley and mango. Base notes are patchouli, labdanum, sandalwood, musk, ambergris, ambrette, cashmeran and gurjum balsam. I've heard of this gurjum balsam before. So again, I get this kind of aldehydic, powdery, green. So I get the galbanum, I get the blood orange, blackcurrant sort of rum sort of thing, you know. This sweet, I don't want to say nondescript, but like it's like a sweetness. It's like a berry sweetness, like a fruit sweetness. Not sort of like, not like designer counter sweetness, but it is a little nondescript. I get this white yellow floral thing going on. Not my type of thing. Again, it's different. See, there's mango in here. Maybe that's that kind of like weird, fruity kind of like exotic fruit. Everything's being bolstered by these like aldehydes, and I get this kind of la-di-da. I get this kind of like starchy, round furriness. I get this like this floral heat from the jasmine and what I'm assuming is pittosporum. I've never smelled that, never even heard of that before today. Creamy. Could that the chamomile? I can pick out chamomile in a fragrance pretty well now. Ever since I had my diptyque candle, they did a chamomile candle. It was lovely. Not the sort. Excuse me, whilst I hydrate. Not the sort of fragrance that I would usually go for a chamomile, but it just works at a certain time of year. It was about a year ago, actually. Get the jasmine. A bit of greenness from the jasmine and the lily of the valley and the Angelique. Angelica, I beg your pardon, sorry. A bit of muskiness, a bit of round, soft, powdery. Again, could be the cashmerean. It's not a good sign for me, cashmerean. I see the word cashmere and I'm like, oh no. Because it's just overdosed in a lot of modern perfumes that I just don't like, so it's association. I realise that's a Rich Mitch problem, not necessarily anybody else's problem, but I do kind of like shy away. Yeah, I'm not getting much of the base notes, to be honest with you. Maybe some labdanum, maybe. It's gone very nondescript there. It's gone a little bit like white powdery kind of vibe, you know. Again, not one that's up my alley. But not to worry. Next, we have one that I've been looking forward to. And that is Figue De Vertu. Figue De Vertu. Figaro. Figue De Vertu is one of the 2 novelties I created to celebrate the launch of my website. You guessed it right, it is indeed associated with Eau de Vertu. I didn't guess that at all. Includes all lovely aromas of Greek summertime and focuses on fig fruit, but also has nuances of salty caramel and white champaca oil. A must try for all Eau de Vertu lovers. A note from the brand. The top notes. Lime, ginger, bergamot, pomelo, and clary sage. Middle notes are fig, coconut, mimosa, absolute, jasmine, tuberose, heliotrope, champaca, and lily of the valley. The base notes are caramel, salt, sandalwood, hinoki wood. Mineral notes are no. Ambergris, musk, oak moss, and patchouli. Not mineral notes. Ooh, that's got a very particular, it's almost pickle. That's very woody. Very woody. Where's that coming from? Do you know there's that January Scent Project one that was all sandalwood? Was it Bervuvu? Or one of the other ones, Salpernicu, I think. Maybe there was one of them that was all sandalwood towards the end. And that's got this. It's definitely a similar material. Mineral notes is frightening me, though. I'm worried. I'm struggling to pick anything out here. It's fresh. Bit of fig. Bit of tuberose. Something like large body of water kind of smell, you know? Like the Mediterranean or the Adriatic kind of thing, you know what I mean? Excuse me whilst I hydrate. I get a bit of that pomelo note that was used at the beginning in one of the previous perfumes. Getting a bit of the caramel. I get like the twist of fig. You know, have you ever had a fig yogurt? And it's like fig, but there's like not a lot of it. Creaminess. Could be from the coconut and the caramel. I'm not getting mineral notes as in like Ganymede or one of the previous perfumes from this house that had mineral notes listed as a thing. Could be mimosa. I'm not sure what to make of that. I'm not sure what to do with that. There's a lot of, there's nothing really stands out there. It's more of just like a smell than it is like a, there's a lot of notes in it and I can smell a lot of stuff coming from it, you know, but I can't pin any of it down. That is unusual. I'll come back to that. We'll come back to that and we'll see what it's like. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. We'll see. Okay. Last but not least. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Grâce D'Orient. Grâce D'Orient, released in 2019. It all started as a study around benzoin and my tremendous respect and admiration of vintage, lush, floral, spicy compositions from the first decades of the 20th century. Et voilà, Grâce D'Orient was born. I use particular techniques here for a creation with no specific notes pyramid. Therefore, you will experience the notes as a whole and don't be surprised if lighter notes still smell at the dry down and vice versa. A note from the brand. Notes are cloves, lily of the valley, Calabrian bergamot, labdanum, musk, ylang ylang, patchouli, jasmine, purple, just the note of purple, damask pink, vanilla absolute, orris, benzoin. It does genuinely have a purple note to it. Absolutely it does. I mean, it literally just says purple here. I mean, it should say violet, but it says purple. Because my phone is translating My phone is translating the fucking the notes. This is nice. Again, smells like a sheepra. Feels like it's got maybe some civet in it. I could be wrong. That violety Parma violet thing has come back. It's very smooth and very round because of the benzoin and the orris. I quite like this. I like this the most out of all of them on first impression, literal first impression. And that's what these are. They're just first impressions. They're cool, they're interesting, they are... Everybody has first impressions of fragrances, and it's usually on a stick, which is why I do it like this. Very classic in structure, and that's something I would say about the brand. You can tell he's a fan of vintage perfumes, and if his goal was to pay heed to that in the past, he's nailed it. He's nailed it. If it was to emulate and to keep that flame alive, he's done it. Almost all of these perfumes are in that vintage style, that classic, old school structure. Absolutely. Even this, which is a bit more, this is a bit more resinous. It's a bit sweeter. It's a bit more vintage amber, balsamic kind of thing, with a floral touch. You know, the ylang ylang strong, the violet's strong, the rose is strong. You know, it's all there. It's nice that this is the nicest of the four I have. This is the nicest of the four that I've smelled. Today. I'll try this on skin. I feel like the orris and the benzoin are doing a lot of lifting in this fragrance, though. I think a lot of indie perfumers do this, where they include heaps of materials like that automatically, I don't want to say cheat, but they round out, they cover a multitude of sins whilst being very, very appealing themselves. You know? But yes, we will go back over them, and then I will discuss a little bit. No, actually, I'll save that for the next video, the final impressions. Angeliki, you are a very nice smelling grandma. That is exactly what that smells like, a pleasant granny. Oh, Yazimi. I don't like that. That's now got something that I really don't care for in there. Off wood. You know, something off in the woods. It's got that fiery, almost peppery aspect of the... Fiery, almost peppery aspect of the jasmine that I get. I always get like a little tickle from jasmine. Figue De Vertu. That's nicer now. It's got a stronger green aspect, and the fig's definitely more there, but it's a very settled fig. It's not like a fig heavy sort of thing. It's like a creamy fig, like cream of fig. like a fig yogurt. Like an aftertaste sort of thing. That's much nicer now than it was when I smelled it earlier. And finally, Grâce D'Orient. Vintage Oriental. It's got touches of opium about it. Especially the dry down. Especially the base. The backbone. Okay. That's nice. I might even try the fig one on skin, because that's dried down lovely. Right, friends. This has been my final first impressions on stick for the house of Angelos Creations Olfactives. I'll say this, he knows what he's doing. You know? Absolutely. It's not a shit indie perfumer. So, happy days. Thank you very much for watching this time, friends, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.